Ambitions is a rider. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Geeks Chat. We're back with the OG, the number one, the boy, the dragon, Mason Jones, 18-2, lightweight. What's going on, Mason?
Always a pleasure to be on, boys. I love this show. So anytime you ever invite me, I'll always make it work.
Let's freaking go. If you don't know much about Mason Jones, he is steaming hot right now. 7-fight win streak, 3-0 since he came back into the UFC. Just stomping dudes out. I mean, I think we all know a ranked opponent is in the soon future. We'll see. I mean, if it's not the next one, it'll be the next one. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
But he's in the States right now. So what's going on? You said that you were in NOLA. Now you're in Texas. Give us a little scoop on what's been going on since your last fight.
So after my last fight, I spoke to one of the girls backstage and was like, we're due to go to Texas. I love the PBR. Do you know if they can sort us out? And she was like, leave it with me. And they come back. And to be fair, the PBR invite me for like a VIP, like media stuff. They give me like backstage access. I got to meet the bull riders, the bullfighters, the bulls. It was crazy experience. So we got into Dallas. We took off on the 14th, landed on the 14th. We got picked up on the 15th, went to the PBR in Dickies Arena in Dallas. And the next day then we drove from Dallas to Austin. We had a few things to do in Austin. Then I went to Joe Rogan, the comedy club, Joe Rogan and Friends, the comedy club. I got I got called out by Kill Tony, Tony Hinchcliffe. He was one of the guests. And as I walked past, because I timed the bathroom break after my missus got back. And as I walked past, he was like, look at this Floridian crackhead, which you'll find funny. And I laughed, and he's like, where are you from? I was like, Wales. He's like, what the fuck you doing here? And I was like, holiday. I had a little bit of work in Dallas. He's like, what'd you do for work? It's like, I fight professionally. So he started taking the piss at me for fighting professionally. I was like, oh, what's your record? And I was like, 18-2. And he's like, can't be going well if you had to think about it. So I said, watch my last fight, and you'll understand why I struggled to keep track of it. And he was like, oh, did you get the shit kicked out of you? I said, no, I just took a few shots. I said it was a bit mad. And he was like, oh, did some white Brit, did some other white British snackhead slap you around. He said, oh, he wasn't British. And he said, well, what did he say? He said, well, you're trying to tell me they imported an opponent for you. I said, no, I fight in the UFC. And he just went, oh, moving on. And I went and abused some Asian lady. And I was like, ah. But
yeah, he's like, I'm done roasting this guy. That's funny.
So,
bro, he goes hard on people, bro. When I see him do it in the
class.
crowd, I'm like, I feel bad. I'm just watching it. I'm like, damn, dude.
It. He started on some Asian girl on about a driving and different things. I was like, I bet you can't drive. And she was like, I laughed. And she was like, I'm learning to drive. And he's like, I fucking knew it. But no, it was class. And then Rogan was on after Tony Hinchcliffe, and that was crazy. And then that was Austin. We went to Fredericksburg, got some horse riding in, stayed in a ranch, did the whole cowboy stuff. Because my partner, my missus, she loves Texas. She's a massive She's a massive Lone Star State fan. Mm-hmm. So we stayed in Fredericksburg, did some horse riding, did the whole spiel there, and then we left and drove the Lafayette and then on to New Orleans. And to be fair, I wasn't a big Louisiana fan. We had the crazy stuff, like I said in the video, where we did the swamp tour in New Orleans, and that was insane. We moved our airboat tour back from 10 to 12 because we had Breakfast and Brennan's booked in, which is like an iconic hotel in New Orleans. So they moved us back. We moved them back, and as we got there was a trapper who turned up with 4 alligators that he had just retrieved from a lake in the middle of New Orleans, and they were having some festival over the weekend, so they wanted the alligators taken out of the lake just in case, obviously, because they were going to have loads of dogs and people running around. She was like, I'm coming on your tour, which never happens, and I'm going to release the alligators while we're there. So it was crazy. He was also crazy because he decided to, like, there's a 12-foot wild crocodile called Stormy. He was literally like smacking it on the head, smacking his belly, and making it jump for marshmallows and all sorts of mad shit. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. To be fair, we weren't massive New Orleans fans. It was a little bit too party city for me. Mad's the same. She doesn't mind a quiet drink. I don't drink, but she likes it, but it was a little bit like Party City, Party Mad. We did the jazz tour and different things, like a ghost tour around the city, and then like a jazz cruise. Sorry, but that was cool. But yeah, the like Bourbon Street wasn't for me.
Yeah. No, that checks out. I mean, those are some wild people over there. And you were giving me that little insight that the fact that they're even talking about, oh yeah, they die more with the Gators over in Florida. It's like, dude, why do you even know that? You know what I'm saying? Like you probably get asked that so many times. You guys are acting like clowns, you know?
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%,
But let's
100%.
tap into this too, because I saw you might have gotten a new house. Is that what I saw? The keys to the crib?
Yeah. So we haven't got the keys yet. We haven't got the keys yet. So the bonus money I had for the last one, 100,000 US dollars or 70,000, 72,000 Great British pounds by the time I hit the exchange rate. So
Yeah.
I had a few bills to pay, and then we put like 60 G's down on a deposit for a house using the bonus money. So the whole bonus money's gone. But I'm back skint again. But yeah, we had like 100K mortgage, which is peanuts basically. But we didn't want to load ourselves up the mortgage with how volatile my career is. Mad's career is super stable, but we didn't want to offload it that way. So we got a small mortgage. By the time I clean the next fight out, we're going to do the house up. We got to put like 35 G's in the house to get it sort of habitable. It needs a full rework, full void. So by the time we get the keys, the purchase goes through, we start doing the work. We're going to move straight in, start doing the work. 2 years, we'll look to revalue it, turn it around, sell it. Then we should basically gain like 40 to 50,000 on top. So 2 years time, we look for a bigger house. And
Let's go.
yeah,
Where is it?
Make a movement. It's in Wales. It's near Tredegar in Wales. So to be fair, the area we're staying in it is really nice. It's like literally right off the mountain, right by the running track. So I got somewhere nice to run. And we're super happy that the house came up the way it did. We were one of the first people to view it. There was like 9 people booked in to view it after us. So we was like, oh, we'll just put an offer in now. So I put an offer in for 10 under. They declined that. So I put an offer in for 5 under asking, and they took it. So yeah, we're over the moon, super over the moon with it. So fingers crossed that purchase goes through okay. Like I said, the mortgage has been accepted. We got the deposit there ready to go, but you never know how these things go. So hopefully it all goes according to plan. We get the keys and we can start doing some work. Get a fight done in August. I'll have some money to pump into it. And yeah, what a good investment by Mace.
Yeah, dude, let's go, bro. That's so. It feels like just yesterday we were on here and we were still, in the Cage Warriors, and we were talking about the bills you got to pay and all this stuff. And here we are, 3 fights, 3 in a row, bonus.
Yeah.
He's got a house. Let's go. I mean,
Well,
dude, it's so freaking sick to see.
When I left the UFC, a lot of people don't know because I left the UFC. I had like a string of fights in Cage Warriors who they were doing their best, but obviously Cage Warriors doesn't pay that great unless you're selling tickets. And I wasn't selling tickets this one. I just wanted to get some fights lined up because when we left the UFC, we chose to leave. And I just wanted to get some fights racked up for some experience. And then I wanted to get straight back because I wanted to build up some experience. I wanted to work on my craft for 2 years and I want to get back. So obviously, it was a quick process, but then the whole visa problems are going up, and we were like, this is going to be problematic, so we want to nail the fights out. So when I ended up fighting in San Diego, it was meant to be the fight in San Diego, and then I turn around and fight. And my visa didn't clear for San Diego, so fortunately, I didn't get paid until I actually fought in Des Moines in Iowa, and then they managed to pay me when my visa activated for the both fights. So I had like stupid amounts of debt that I'd racked up in those run of Cage Warriors. So literally, this fight in London, before I had the bonus money, I cleared off my debts. All my debts are gone. But unfortunately, we don't have any money now after the house. We're like, just buy a fucking house instead. So, yeah, it's good, though, because I go into the next one in August with a complete empty run. My sponsor prospects are building up. I got like a new sponsor. They should be coming on board this week. I've had a sit down with Tammy and asked about renegotiating a contract there and told them how much money I want. And I'm still waiting for them to get back to me on whether they can make it work or not. But the guys in Tammy are cool. So if they can't, I'm sure we can come to a compromise and go from there. But mate, everything's going so well. And like I said, this is going to be my year. Like I said it last year, I said the year before, and it's just keep accumulating, keep working harder. I'm stronger than I've ever been. My striking's getting there. Apparently last time they weren't happy with my defense a little bit. I don't know why. So we're going to work on that a little bit and move on to the next one. And It's my last fight on my new contract. I had a 4-fight
Ooh.
contract. So obviously I told Mew personally before I went to Vegas after my last fight, I had like 6 things I wanted to get done. Out of the 6 things I wanted to get done, I wanted to sit down with Hunter. I wanted to ask for a new contract. I wanted to look at getting a new opponent. I wanted to confirm a date. And I had something else I wanted to confirm on. And none of those got done. My manager, I went shooting with my manager. We had a chat. They invited me to Miami for the media tour, which fell through. They sent Marab instead of me, which I can't hate about. But it would have been nice. I think it's like 5 G's they pay for to go to an event and watch the fights, which would have been crazy. So I bought a Gucci shirt for it that I ended up wearing to the comedy club and getting called out for looking like a smackhead with a fake Gucci shirt on. But to be fair, like everything's going well for me. Everything is. So we could get back. We're gonna line up. I've got 11 weeks from the time I land just to go crazy, push for a next fight. I'm hoping. I've asked to fight August 15th in Philadelphia. Eye up that US crowd. A Philadelphia fight, Philadelphia win. Even if it's not against top 15, they've said they want to give me a top 15, but I don't know how many people in the top 15 aren't actually booked for fights. When we looked at it, between 10 and 5, everyone's booked. So we'll see. If I bury, I said to our manager, look, if you can't get me anyone in the top 15, I want someone really, really shit. I said, I want someone terrible. I can go out there and knock out in 10 seconds and then sit back down with the UFC and be like, look, I've had 4 wins. I've had 2 fight of the night performances. I'll have a 3rd one for Philadelphia. The other one was for the Jeremy Stevens fight. Jeremy compromised my leg tonight, so I took him down in the 3rd. I was like, I would have had a bonus for that if I hadn't taken him down. Like, my fight's super exciting, so pay me more money. And
So
we'll go from there.
I got a question about that. So, because, a lot of times you'll hear, when you're talking to UFC fighters, they're talking about their contracts, they say, UFC really doesn't let guys get to that 4th fight, right? Because it's almost like you're giving the fighter too much leverage, right? Because can you imagine you on a 4-fight win streak and a free agent, right? Because that's essentially what's going to happen, right? After your next fight in August. So, dude, it's such a baller move. I mean, obviously everyone has their game plans and how they want to go about things. But, this is probably the best way to utilize, right? Biggest bang for your buck. Because if you renegotiate now, right, you don't have as much leverage as if, you're a free agent on 4-fight win streak.
Well, this is the thing. I spoke to a manager about it, and I was like, I'm happy to renegotiate a new contract now. And he was like, no. I was like, what do you mean, no? He's like, we're not renegotiating now. I said, what do you mean? He was like, look, they're really happy with your performances to date. He was like, they really like you. You're a company guy. You've helped them out. You do what you're told, and you've never been a problem. Like, I've never turned a fight down the UFC, which I know people always say. And this, everyone's like, I never turn a fight down. And then it comes out they've turned like 3 fights down. We've never turned a fight down. Every fight that comes my way, I've accepted. Whether it's been 7 days or 10 days notice. I fought David Onama on 7. I fought Ludwig Klein on 10. So I'm game. They really happy. So one more win, one more stack up, especially if I get another bonus, then considering where they paid me to re-sign, because they give me good money to re-sign, I'm hoping that I can get on this contract where every time I fight, we can literally just leave the money. I've started an LLC in Vegas, so all the money will be going into an LLC in Vegas. We'll leave the money there. Probably invest that, and then the money that I'm getting from sponsorships will just cover my my coach's fees, and the expenses as much as possible. So it means we won't be living the baller lifestyle like I could be, but I can start putting away investments to the future and start doubling up on those bonuses, especially now they're 100 Gs. Like, it doesn't seem like much to a lot of people. Like, obviously it does, because 50 to 100 Gs is crazy. But the difference in that, especially with the fact, like, when I got paid in Paris, it got taxed 20% before I got paid. So they took 20% of my show, 20% of my win, and 20% of the bonus money. The fight in London, obviously, they didn't pre-tax me anything because I have to pay tax on that. So because I put all the money towards the house, the money I had left, the personal I need to keep for tax purposes and stuff. So obviously that means I am low on income again. And everyone's like, well, you're getting paid good money. You're getting 100 G bonuses. Like, how are you like going through the money so fast? It's like, well, it's not just the fact you have to pay tax on it and different things, but like that was 6 months between fights, and that's 6 months between paychecks. Like, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing to cover the money? It's all going on credit cards and loans. So you have to overextend yourself a little bit until you get to the point where you can build up a sort of buffer, and I can start using that to cover things. And like my sponsorship prospects when I left the UFC, it wasn't the fact I left the UFC. It was the fact I left the UFC and everyone in the UK was struggling business wise. My two main sponsors that were literally funding my lifestyle, they dropped out. So I went from having like 40K a year income to 7,500 a year. That was my entire income. I didn't fight for 12 months. I had a load of bills racked up. So as you can imagine, and then one of the fights that I was meant to get paid, they couldn't pay me for 12 months because of my visa. So there's more bills. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been a wild lifestyle, and I just love it. Like I love this shit. Like the money is terrible, not because they're not paying me well, but it's because like fighters earn money by sponsorship. It's like other than that, like if I wasn't racking up debts in between, then I'd be getting like the fighter purchase on top. Like that's the dream for me. The dream is just have sponsorships that I can live off, and then like Monster Energy sponsorship. Monster Energy at the minute. If I had a sponsorship from Monster Energy, I would literally be so comfortable that I could literally get one of my coaches on salary. I could literally just chill just from one Monster Energy sponsorship. With my other sponsorships, I would be cooking on gas. But
they're coming.
One more knockout performance, and you never know. Do you know what I mean? I just know together the highlight reel. Don't swear as much in the post fight as I did in the last one. I said the F word like 8 times because I was a bit over the mood. But it's coming, and I need to show I can knock these people out, because at the minute I just keep hitting people and rocking them, but not putting them away. Like I rocked Jeremy like twice. Jeremy just kept winking at me and swinging. I rocked Axel like twice, and he just stayed in there, and I couldn't quite put him away. But we're going there. And,
yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
People are going to start going out.
You're also fighting absolute killers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you haven't had like a layup or any fight where you're coming in as like I mean, the Jeremy one was, you were a pretty big favorite, but at the same time, like, he's no guy to sleep on, right? The guy's got tons of fights. He's a vet, but for the most part, Axel, Balaji, they put you in there with what was the first one? Onama. Like these are guys that everybody's looking at and they're like, oh shit, this kid's gonna be serious. Even Pagani that you fought at Cage Warriors, the 7-0 kid, that kid's legit. So you haven't had much of a break on the matchup side. If we're being honest, you're just a dog right now.
Now, the Michael fight was like not personal, because I don't take things personally, but he was like, I'm going to show him who the best striker is, and I'm going to make him shoot. And I was like, So he was like, I'll never shoot on anyone, blah, blah, blah. And I hit him how many times he was shooting takedowns. So I want to prove a point. But he's not so much had a string of bad luck since. He's just made some really stupid decisions. Like he had a fight after me. The guy fell weight by 5 pounds. So he took the fight, and literally the guy managed to literally take him down for 2 rounds. In the 3rd round, then he like nearly stopped the guy, but again was down 2 rounds, so didn't do enough to get back. And then he had another fight after that, which I actually think he took it a catch weight or something stupid. And then he just lost to another Welsh guy who was really good, up and coming, decent. And that was a very close decision that went against him. So I don't know who's sort of advising him on these, but he's literally, I don't know if he submerged his UFC career now with those, because like he just needed some steady wins. And unfortunately, that means sometimes you have to turn up, your opponent feels weight, you just have to smile, wave, and say, no, I'm not fighting you. I'll take another fight in 8 weeks, and I'll just eat the debt.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are just not willing to make the hard choices sometimes.
Right. No, and dude, honestly, there's not many guys that are going to come on a podcast and be so open and transparent about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of guys in your position don't want to talk about that, but like, you're just so open and real. You're talking exactly how it is. It's like, I'm back. I just bought a house. I'm back to zero. Hungry dog runs faster.
Exactly that. Like, mate, I remember one of the things I like about Connor before he had his mentee B, as we call it, his little mental breakdown and went a bit wacko, was he would literally like fight the fight. He would literally just he literally said, I'm always in need of money because I spend it as fast as it comes in, and it worked out for him. And it's not like I've just been spending it buying diamond rings and Gucci shirts. I did buy a Gucci shirt. That was my big spend after Paris. People are like, what did you spend your 50 G's on? I was like, I spent $1,000 on a shirt. And they're like, all right, what about the 49,000? I was like, I got taxed and I paid this and I paid that and I had bills to pay off and paid my coaches some money. I still owe them a little bit of money and I still owe someone else money. But it's like, we're getting there. Like people back home, they just like, oh, you just can't be good handling your money. And I was like, well, you tried leaving the UFC, not fighting for 12 months, not having any income, and going from there. And like some people would like, I could have started doing PTs and I could have started doing privates and I could have made money that way. But I'm still avid believer that if you're teaching PTs and you're focused on earning money by teaching PTs, then you'll be a coach for the rest of your life. You'll never make it to the big leagues.
No, that's facts. You know, that's a totally different mindset. You're investing in other people as a side, as opposed to yourself, which is just kind of not the game plan for a world-class fighter, But so you were talking about this matchup. You want to come back in August. You're circling that Philly card, it looks like. Do you have any names in mind? Has anything been mentioned, or is it kind of just like, I want this date, just put me on, get me in there?
So when I went to Vegas, they were like, do you have two names? I was like, I've got one. And they were like, who? And I was like, I want to fight Dan Hooker. And he was like, look, Graham was like, I don't know. He's like, look, I don't know if they'll take it because Dan's below 10. And normally, if you're outside the rankings, they'll only match between 10 and 15. Like, they're the only ones you're open to. And obviously, the closer you are to number 15, the more likely they are to match you. I was like, right, cool. He was like, look, I'll ask because they like the matchup. They love the matchup, but unfortunately, Dan's had a problem with his hand, so he's been out. So that's another fight we'll revisit, I think, after I get a 15 ranking. I'd still love to fight Dan. Dan's very, very good. I'm not understating Dan. It'll be an absolute war. But like I said, a lot of these fights in the top 15 are trips. I call them trips to the hospital because, like, those fights are not coming out there without fucking breaking something. Because I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to swing. Like, people always talk technique, they're going to be this, they're going to be that. I'm going out there just to bully you, and I'm going to sit in your face and I'm just going to beat the brakes off you. And if you want to wrestle, we'll wrestle. But I'm in there for a good time, not a long time. Do you know what I mean? So, like a Dan Hooker fight, like me and Dan, that would be, I'm literally, it's going to be like on and on in London. I'm going to come out and I'm just going to swing on him and we'll see if he can take it. But, anyway.
I get that perspective, bro. You look at the top 15 and you're just like, okay, like that, there's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the best 15, especially at lightweight. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. There's fights like the Gamrot fight, which, like, if you fight Gamrot, you have to go out there and you just have to keep picking at him. You have to stay away from him. You've got to pop him and you've just got to keep him arm's range. You've just got to keep frustrating him and you just got to keep away from him. And it's the same, like, when you fight someone like Saint Denis. Saint Denis is someone who's going to come forward, like meeting him in the middle and trying to get into a who's the toughest with an ex-special forces soldier isn't really the smartest thing you can do. So he's another one. You just pop him and stay on the outside and let him walk into things and just keep frustrating him, like Poirier did to him. Poirier just kept winding him up, jumping gillies, and then finished him when he was ready. And those are the fights like that, like the Ruffy fight. The Ruffy fight isn't a fight you can just walk someone down and beat the brakes off someone. Like, that's a tough fight. So, there's like 50-50 in there. There's either hospital fights or there's chess fights. And so they said, all right, then I need two other names in the top 15. I said, there's two guys I'd love to fight, but they're both already booked. And I think one's going to retire and the other one may as well retire. And it was like, who? I was like, Beneil Dariush. I was like, I will fight Beneil Dariush on 2 weeks' notice. No questions asked. Beneil is an absolute savage. But again, you have to sprint at him and you have to take his head off in 5 minutes. Because he hits hard, but for some reason he's like an old dog struggling to run. But when he finds his stride, he is very good. Perfect. He was like, right, Benny's booked up. Who else? And I was like, Michael Chandler. I was like, I love to fight Michael Chandler. But Michael Chandler's booked up on the White House card, and I think he's going to retire after that. I can't see him sticking around after those. So after Benny lost his last fight to Quillian Salakad, literally the minute he knocked Beneil out, I was tweeting him, calling him out for a fight. The minute he was asleep on the floor, I tweeted him and said, Benny, can we fight in August, please?
What's the thoughts on Salakad?
Salakad, again, he's good. Very good. It's another chess fight. I think I could beat him. I think I beat breaks off him. I have got no qualms on that. But again, it's like, he's just one to get into the top 15. He's going to be looking up. Like, you just want to get in I don't think you should win to get into the UFC and then have to defend straight away. I think you should be able to climb, the same as what they did with Ruffy and stuff. And obviously, Beneil's coming down, so he deserves to keep sliding until he stops. It's the same with what's his name? Fuck, I can't remember this dog's name, this cat's name. Who was it who just beat Chris Duncan? Oh, that's embarrassing. I can't remember his name. The Brazilian. Out of
I can't recall either.
You can. He fought Islam on short notice and got arm triangle.
Oh,
like
Moicano.
Moicano. So like Moicano's another dog, another good cat. But he's just defended his place against top 15. So why would he have another fight against the top 15, like someone outside top 15? He deserves to reach up again now. Yeah. And that's the way they do it. Like if you lose in the top 15, then you defend against someone until you slide out. If you win against someone outside top 15, you deserve to go out and see if you can climb higher. So then eventually the ones who keep losing just slide out. There's no point in being like, oh, why would you call out Beneil when you can call out Salikat? It's like, because it's a better fight to me. Like, it's just shown that Beneil doesn't deserve to keep his ranking in the top 15. He's on a 2-fight skid. Before that, who did he beat? He beat either he beat BSD, didn't he?
Yeah,
or St. Denis. It was either Moicano or St. Denis. So he's up there. I'm not turning around saying Beneil's crap, I want to fight him. I'm saying Beneil is very good. I think I could beat Beneil. Beneil's on the slide. Give him me. Either retire or give him to me.
Right.
And he'll be ready to go in August. So if he's ready to go in August, he's ready to go. If not, it's cool. Find me someone else. But so
Moicano, you can get him going. Like, if you say something about Moicano, he'll find the clip and he'll run back, and then that could just be something in its own, and that'd be a fight that sells too. And I don't think it's a bad matchup for you. I think that you both would like that.
I think it's one of them things. I think if I get the fight against Beneil and then I beat Beneil, which I will, then I'd have a number, because Beneil's 14 now. So I get a number 14 slot, and then I get that number 14 slot, and then I can start to climb up. I can look at their fight against someone else and start making moves that way. But again, it's like, then there's the Moicano fight, or there's straight to the Dan Hooker fight. But again, they're fights which I can start clipping away at and start climbing, and start aiming. There's 3 fights. You get into the top 15, there's 2 or 3 fights to a title fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, all that matters at the minute is beating whoever's in front of me next, and it'll either be Beneil Dariush, or I expect to be someone outside the top 15 and an unranked fight. Which either or, I'll get a good win, and then I'm ready to go again whenever they ask. And I do want to get 2 more this year. Like, we had this break because I was coming away. My coaches and stuff were like, look, you've had your foot on the accelerator non-stop since before you re-signed. Take a little break, have a chill out, and then get back to work. So I come back and get back to work. And I can't tell you enough. Like, I'm always hungry for this. I do, and I love this. And even though I've been lifting every few days and I've had a few runs, it doesn't scratch the itch like fighting does. So I can't wait to get back and just start hitting people around. We're going to do some traveling and start getting some sparring in. I've got good boxing sparring in Wales. But I could do we're doing some wrestling, some things like I had good wrestling rounds with Arnold Allen before, so I'm going to hit up Arnold Allen, see if he's game to do some wrestling rounds, and I can start working on stuff I need to work on.
Facts. So what are your thoughts on this White House card? I mean, just I know that there's a couple of matchups on there, like we talked about, like Chandler's fighting Rufy. But what's like your just overall, visual on it? Like the fact that it's even really happening, because it's kind of insane for like a regular person's perspective. Like, we've been talking about it for a few months, as fight fans. But, to a lot of normal people, they're finding out that there's a fight on the lawn and they're kind of like, holy crap. So what's kind of your take on it?
Did you just see the boxing on the weekend? It was
the pyramids.
The pyramids. It's the same thing. It's like such an iconic venue. Like, at the end of the day, there's like, if you talk about like features of the United States, it is the White House is like one of the number one features. Do you know what I mean? Like, I understand that like New York's got the sort of the wherever she's called with the torch, I can't remember.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. But like you talk about the US, it's the White House, so it's an iconic venue, and it is. And it's cool. It would be the same as like fighting in Buckingham Palace in the UK. It would just be wild. But it's such a good thing for the sport, because again, it's just showing that we are mainstream. Like, they're up there with boxing, and they're showing these things, and like the bonuses have been increased. Like the crypto company are sponsoring them like $1 million in bonuses. So they're going to give $1 million in bonuses away, whether that's $1 million lump sum, or whether that's 500K, or 250, or how they're going to do it. I hope it's just $1 million lump sum for one person. There's a crypto bonus. That would be cool. And Dana is G like that. So if it all works out, it works out. But I just think for sport, it's such a cool thing. And like these little niche shows are they're what we need.
No, it's facts. So here's like a more fun question. If you could pick any sponsor in the world, because you see like, Ilya's got, the Rolex sponsor right now, and everyone's kind of drooling over that. Oh, Richard Mille, my bad. What would your selection be if you had to pick some? Is there like a brand out there that you're just like, you love and you just can't wait until you have the money to afford, or what's the idea there?
What do you mean? So like in regards, like if I could pick a sponsor company I would love to get sponsored by, we was on about this yesterday actually. Monster Energy's been the one for me for years. Like I had some friends who, one of my friends is like a Monster Energy girl for Monster Energy. She used to go to race events and all. We're massive F1 fans, especially Lewis Hamilton fans, and he's always been a Monster Energy guy. And I would love to get our Monster Energy sponsorship. That's what they were one of the ones I would love.
F1 guy?
Oh, mate, I love the F1. We're
what
massive fans. Honestly,
that's such a weird thing to be a fan of. It's crazy. I have a couple buddies that can like name all the racers and whatnot, and I just look at them like they're freaking nutcases. I'm like, how the hell? My pops watches NASCAR, so I guess F1's better than that. But
F1's definitely better than NASCAR. F1's the one, especially. Mate, we've gone. I had like Silverstone tickets. I went to Silverstone and watched Lewis win the Grand Prix in Silverstone.
There's all your money right there. That's you spent all your money right there.
Oh,
I want to see that race.
I had free tickets.
Oh, you bastard!
I had free tickets. Yeah, we a guy who sponsored me before knows I'm a big F1 fan. So he's like, listen, we've got these tickets, go. So he gave us tickets to go. So we went to watch that. We had stupidly good seats as well. It was class. We didn't have, because I promised my girl, because she's a bigger F1 fan than I am, I promised her that we would get paddock tickets, paddock club tickets for one of the events. So I'm going to try and sort that eventually. Another couple of wins. I'm going to get my management team about getting me paddock club tickets. So Monster Energy's one. I think like a sports apparel company, like I live and die by Tatami, and I will always live and die by Tatami. They've been good to me since I was 15. Like, they sponsored me for like 16 years. But I'd love to be sponsored by Nike. I think like you took at any of those apparel companies, and like we was on about this. We walked into a Nike shop the other day, and everything in there was super cool. And we literally said the same thing, like Nike are the best. But if Under Armour or Adidas or any of those come and start offering me good crazy money, like I'd happily jump on board. There's the crypto companies again that throw money around. I'd love to get something like that sorted. I'm literally waiting for a contract to start a sponsorship with a competition company. That prize guy out of Ireland, they've been making power moves, and I'm just getting on board with them as soon as I sign the contract. So that's cool. But yeah, to be fair, like dream sponsorships, I think there's Monster Energy, and there's a few more. Like there's a Welsh company called AU Vodka, and I've been trying to get in touch with those guys. I know they're sponsoring some fighters out to the UK to fight in the US, and they're massive. Have you heard of AU Vodka?
I'm not. I'm definitely not a vodka guy at all.
Well, AU is like a flavored vodka. They do like the flavored vodka cans, different things, and I've been trying to get in touch with two of the three owners, because the two of the Welsh boys who started it, and just seeing if they're interested in sitting down and getting a sponsorship deal. So I've been trying to get in touch with those, see if they're interested, and we can sort of have a sit-down negotiation. But I've had no luck so far. So it'll work its way out in the wash, I think. It's one of those. It's just all I got to do is keep turning up, keep fighting, and these sponsors going to work their way out. And yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, it's all coming, bro. I mean, it's just the way of the road, bro. You're on a 3-run streak. It'll soon be 4, soon be 5, and then everybody's gonna be chomping, and you're gonna be turning down sponsors. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of the way it goes. We've got 2 minutes left. I got to get 2 predictions out of you before this White House card. We got those 2 lightweight fights. Does Chandler somehow find a way to get this done, right? And the main event. We need to know what you think about Ilya and Justin.
Right, so Ruffy is going to spark Chandler within a round. I don't think they'll go past the first. I like Chandler. I just don't think he's credible anymore. And then the main event is Justin versus Elias Tupora. and I think Ilias Topuria is gonna beat Justin. I don't think they're gonna knock each other out. I think it's gonna be a decision. I think it's gonna be 5 rounds of trouble. Justin can knock out Ilias. Ilias can knock, because Ilias does go like Jai Herbert, who's from Birmingham. He's a very, very good fighter at lightweight, and he head kicked Ilias, rocked him, hit him with another hook, and hurt him again there. And Jai just gets a little bit gun happy. I think if Jai had stayed a little bit more composed, Jai would have beat him. That was Jai's fight to lose. But again, I think Ilias is going to beat Justin. I just think it's going to go to a decision.
That's interesting take, because, I feel like most people who are picking Ilya just thinks he's going to walk through Justin. But, I mean, that's totally valid. That doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Justin only gets knocked out when Justin gets a bit carried away and he relaxes too much. Like, you look at when Max knocked him out, it was the last bit of the round, and Justin relaxed too much and switched off, and he got clipped. I don't think that's going to happen now. I think he's too old. This is his last run. He's going to be desperate for it. There's no fear like the fight when he fought Islam, where he had that fear of the ground game, where he thought, if he takes me down, I'm going to get submitted. Because you've seen, as soon as he hit the ground, he stopped and he got choked. No, not Islam. That was Habib, wasn't it? Sorry. But it's the same. It's the same thing. So I just think that this fight is going to be a fight where you're going to see a really, really polished version of Justin Gaethje, because this is his last chance saloon. Like, win or lose, I think he's either going to defend once if he wins the title, or he's just going to retire. I think he's done. So Ilias is going to be a divorced version of Ilias Topuria, where I think he feels like he's got something to prove. And I think this is going to be the most diamond cut version of him you're going to see. He's going to be very sharp. So, it's going to be my fight of the year, I think.
Ambitions is a rider. Hey.